But what's important to really understand and to take is that it all starts inside of me. If I don't do the minimal adjustments inside of me where I understand what's going on, I have to completely remove this bubble of euphoria from my mind that most people are living by, because half the, I'm not going to say derogatory words, but half the rabbis online numb people. They don't help people. And when people target them, then you are like the aggressor. Listen with your own words. Half of the Torah online is people numbing you. Everything will be okay. Everything is fine. Don't worry. Have trust in God. That's numbing you. That's not giving you tools. That's not giving you strength. And many tell you, oh, it's nothing. It will be over. Don't get excited. Don't be worried. Everything is okay. How much did we hear that throughout the time of Corona? Everything will be okay. Oh, yeah, I didn't see it okay so much. We have to understand that we are now reading the parashot of leaving Mitzrayim. We're living the exact same thing. Ma shehaya hu sheyeh. That's it. We are now the Bnei Israel in Mitzrayim. You think they were united? They were also divided. And they had a Moshe Rabbeinu. Nothing changed. We are living exactly how they lived 3,000 years ago. We just have nicer clothes and technology. And if you would bring in the time machine people from 3,000 years ago to this generation, they will tell you, what a horrible place. I'd rather be there. Every generation likes their generation. Go now in the time machine 500 years ago, you won't survive 3 minutes without a refrigerator. Bring people from 500 years ago to this generation, they'll go nuts. They don't know, well, what's going on here? So at the time of Mitzrayim, I don't see any difference. I do not see any difference. There were the Bnei Israel that sat in Goshen, and there were the conspiracy theorists, and they just learned Torah all day long. And they didn't want to take the and everything else. They just sat there in Goshen. And then there were the 80% that stayed in Mitzrayim, that took everything, believed the government, and stayed in Mitzrayim. What do you think something is different? Exact same. 20% went out of Mitzrayim, the ones who believed in God, vayaminu b'Hashem uveMoshe avdo, and his Moshe, his servant.
But then they say, but nobody will be left behind. What's all that about?
Who said that?
No, like no neshama will be left behind.
Who said that?
I don't know.
No, I'm happy you saying that. Who said that?
That's what I'm saying.
Who?
Exactly.
Okay, so when you show me who said that, I'll follow. And then, half the world is all sorts of slogans.
That's true.
Beyachad nenatzeach. That's another one of the slogans. Free Palestine. Another one. 95% of the people who scream Free Palestine, they don't even know geographically where it is. But they still say Free Palestine. Why? It's the new slogan. So in the Jewish circle, we also have all these circles. Everybody will be included. Okay, show me the text. That's it. I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking anyone who comes and says a bold statement. Show me. Show me who said that, how he said that, where he said that. Did you read it? Did you hear it? Did you understand what you heard? Most people that watch my videos don't understand half of what I say. But you said so. I never said such a thing. Watch the video again. I'm sharing with you.
People misspoke you, and I'm like, that's not what you said.
Exactly. Exactly.
You did not say that.
So when people attack me, but you said so, Habibi, go to the YouTube. There's all the videos are there. Show me where I said that. And if I said that, and you still didn't understand that, then rewind 20 minutes back or watch the whole lecture, and then you'll understand. Some woman was attacking me also for saying something. And my answer was straight out. I told her, you didn't see the whole lecture. I saw you did not see the whole lecture. If you would see the whole lecture, you wouldn't ask this question. You asking this question, you saw part of the lecture. The part that annoyed you and you didn't agree with. So do yourself justice. Go watch all the lecture, then come with questions. And I might answer you, go and watch these 20 lectures that I gave in the past to understand what I'm talking about. To come in the middle of the show, why would you understand? So, unfortunately, there are many, I don't know how to call them, slogans, mantras, but it's not true.
I had an incident where I said, like, why do you want to be the 80%? Like, why do you say that I'm part of the 80%? Like, I just made an example about, like, what
Yeah.
this is like Messiah. Like,
The
when you
problem
say
is,
I'm
yeah,
part of the
yeah.
80%, you're so insulted.
The reality is that there are many of these false statements. And listen, if that's your hope to hold on, then you're holding on false hope. The problem is, the major attack that I get online is that I'm strong, and I speak strong, and I'm gvura, and I'm this, and I'm that. First of all, you don't like it, go somewhere else. This is what I sell. You don't like my product? Go to the next shul. I'm not supposed to be teaching everybody. Besides, if you don't like what I say, that's your problem. It's not my problem. You are at fault. Now, if you don't like what I say, either because I'm right, or either because you don't want to agree with what I say because you know I'm right, or it's going to cause you to change. And if you really think that I'm wrong, bring whatever proof you have and let's talk. Let's see, maybe I am wrong. If you're claiming I'm wrong about something, I'm not some prophet. Show me, maybe I'll tell you, you know what? I'm 100% wrong. But before I go online and I say something, it's triple checked. It's not triple checked. It's fact checked. I do fact checks on myself. And if I don't find a good source, I won't tell you what I think. And half the things that I want to tell you is things that I came to conclusions from the text. But I don't say that because some people question me, where are you bringing from? And if I do, then I tell you, I come to the understanding because of the text of the A, B, and C. But the sad reality is that since we, as the Jewish nation, are hostage to the Erev Rav, it doesn't matter how you're going to look at it, we are controlled by the Erev Rav. Well, I mean, we're controlled by God. The Erev Rav is running the show right now. Agree with it or not, that's what it is. We have learned thoroughly that a big part of the Erev Rav are with beards and black hats and long peot, and they know the Torah inside out, backwards and forth, reading backwards, come off as pious, unbelievable, and that's the core of the Erev Rav. So the entire system in Judaism is infected. Completely infected. To a point that we hate each other, to kill each other, to slander each other, to segregate people. I mean, that's the Erev Rav. It's not the essence of the Jewish neshama. It's not coming deep from the neshama. It's coming from external things. The Erev Rav wants us to fight, wants us to be in disagreement, wants us to hate each other, and most of all, hate God, deny God, challenge God, not believe in God. That's what the Erev Rav wants. He wants to weaken us. Now, many of the cases, the Erev Rav is not going to come and tell you stories. The Erev Rav is going to come and establish a Zionist state and make a curriculum of the Department of Education. And recently, a week ago, an Israeli professor that is involved in the education system in Israel came and said the education system in Israel was designed not for the benefit of the student, rather to control the mass. That's it. I said that 4 years ago. I'm not a professor, but I said, It's in all the world like that. So the Erev Rav will not come and tell you straight to the face. They'll come and establish a Zionist Jewish state, which has nothing to do with Eretz Israel. Everything in that state is against the Torah. And they poison all the world of the Torah. Now let me tell you one example out of many how the Erev Rav poisons the world of the Torah. I'm sure you heard of a situation of secular people driving on Shabbat in certain neighborhoods in Yerushalayim, and then they get stoned. I'm sure you heard of that, right? Shabbos. You know that on Shabbat, you can't pick up the stone. The stone is muktzeh.
Unless you put it aside.
The stone is muktzeh. Okay? You can't redefine it. It's muktzeh. Now, there are rules in the laws of muktzeh that you're allowed to move muktzeh. לצורך מקומו. You do not pick up a stone to throw it at a driving car because you need to move the location of the stone. It's muktzeh. End of story. So you want to tell me that a real rabbi sends his followers to the street to desecrate Shabbat? No. I mean, I wouldn't send you to throw something on Shabbat in the name of God. That sounds like the Palestinians. Allahu Akbar. So if you're doing it on your own will, but an 8-year-old doesn't have an own will to throw rocks. He does it because the 15-year-old does it, and the 18-year-old does it because the 27-year-old told him to do it. But the fact is that you're not allowed to do that. You're desecrating Shabbat. I'm not talking about Chilul Hashem here, which is in levels that you can't imagine. What if you hurt a person?
Isn't that a sword during the week?
Excuse me?
Isn't that a sword during the week to take a stone and throw it at somebody?
It's prohibited 24/7 any day of the week, but on Shabbat, why they're doing it? To protest against the desecration of Shabbat. I understand you want to be zealous, but that's not how you do it. Pinchas was zealous to Hashem. He did what needs to be done. You have to be zealous to Hashem, not by stoning a car. That's it. It's not always stone. In many cases, it's diapers full of excrement. And many other things, garbage bags. To make a long story short, this is, in any way you're looking at it, prohibited by the Torah. There's no pikuach nefesh here, life-threatening situation that you're allowed to desecrate Shabbat for that. Because they go out to the road to demonstrate. Put a sign, dear Jew, this is a religious neighborhood. If you don't mind, respect our wish, don't drive here on Shabbat. That's it. Stand and scream Shabbat. The second you raise your hand, you desecrated Shabbat, you're worse than him. End of story. Now tell me that's not the Erev Rav doing. A real rabbi would tell his students, don't dare go outside and do that. On the contrary, do something to reach out. So you see, and this is one example out of many, how the Erev Rav has control of the world of the Torah and governs it, and the world of the Torah will do it religiously, because the rabbi said. No, I'm giving one example out of many. So this is one small, you're right, this is one small group. But this group, but this group will do something else that is bad. This group will do something else that is bad. The Erev Rav is everywhere. The Erev Rav is, so with that group, they throw stones on Shabbat. With this group, they chant something that is 100% Avodah Zarah. This group, they do A, B, and C. That group, so everybody has some type of control from the Erev Rav, that the Erev Rav is oppressing them. Minority of people are not under the control of the Erev Rav. And I don't want to tell you who they are. You figure it out. Who's not under the control of the Erev Rav? I'm talking about an observant Jew. And you know who the ones who are not under the control of the Erev Rav? The ones who really hold and believe שאין עוד מלבדו. That's it. If there's something else מלבדו, ערב רב. I don't care if it's your rabbi, I don't care if it's a rabbi who's alive, a rabbi who died, a rabbi who died 500 years ago, אין עוד מלבדו. זהו. That's the real ones. You believe in anything else? You can respect your rabbi, you can look up to your rabbi, you can admire great sages for their wisdom, but let me tell you a secret. If you would meet, let's not go crazy to the Arizal, let me think, Rab Zusha. Not the Arizal, right? But Rab Zusha is Rab Zusha. How do you think he looks in the street? You think he like hovers like that? He actually walks. And let me tell you something. You know that he goes to the bathroom like me and you? And you know that when he goes to the bathroom like me and you, it's the same scent? I don't have to add anything else. People see me throughout the lens. They think that I'm like a Baba Sali. They don't understand I'm a regular human being that wears clothes like you, eats food like you, goes to the toilet and shower like you, have challenges like you, pay bills like you, work like you. You see me in flesh, so I look kind of normal to you. I'm telling you that there are thousands of people who learn from me online. They think that the Baba Sali is like my student. And I'm hovering over the floor with a white robe and I do all sorts of... you know why they think that? Because they never saw me. I'm like I can be like a movie star. I'm like a Robert De Niro. They're watching a movie. Do you think Robert De Niro is a nice guy?
No.
He's not. He's the biggest pots. But on the movie you like him. He's amazing. Because you relate with the actor and he's acting. Meet any of these actors in real life, they're not nice. And I'm going to tell you something. Meet any of the rabbis that you worship in real life, they won't be nice. Who said they're going to be like friends with you? If you run into any of these giant rabbis, they're human like me and you. I went to Uman a few months ago. I told you how it was there. It turned into, it was 3 groups. I'll go from the end to the beginning. The group that can't stand me, that looked at me like, what is daring to do here? Total hate. I could see the hate on the face and what they hate. They anti this, anti that, don't do this. I saw the hate. Okay. Then there were the ones who couldn't contain seeing me. They didn't even come close to me. I was looking from afar. And then there are the ones who are normal. Rabbi Anava, I can't believe I'm meeting you. So, and I couldn't even walk, I'm not exaggerating, 100 meters without 500 selfies and hugs. And I kind of enjoyed it because I met students and followers. But I saw who hates me. Ava really hates me. From what? I have a lot what to hate. But then the ones who like look at me like, why are you so shocked? You didn't see E.T. You saw me. I'm a human being. I pray like you. And most likely you pray better than me. Well, why are you so... So the bottom line, what I'm saying is that the Erev Rav infected the life, our life, especially the life of the Torah, so it's very hard to move and sift. That's what we said in the beginning of the class, you weren't here. It's very hard to be confused. Who's the right one? He's the right one. He's the right one. What should I do? Should I follow this? Should I follow that? And then you have all these slogans. Don't worry, everybody will be included. So when a person has zero bitachon and very low self-esteem and no hope, and he hears from Moshe Zuchmin, everything will be okay. That's it. That's my rabbi. I want to hear that everything's going to be okay. And there are a few like these online. They're very popular because all they do is they smear everything. Don't worry, everything. Hashem loves you. Hashem loves you so much. Yeah. So what happened on October 7th? If you're calming me down so much. Of course it's coming from God's love. But it doesn't work together. Every day people are being murdered. You're telling me to calm down? Everything will be okay. I need stronger advice. Then everything will be okay and God loves you and everything will be fine. I need a leader that tells me what to do. And I need a leader to be strong and tell me the situation is bad. Start praying. The situation is not good. I don't want a doctor to come and tell me after diagnosing my situation, telling me, everything will be fine. Yeah, but doctor, you made a funny face when you looked at the paper. Everything will be fine. I need the doctor to tell me, listen, the situation is bad. This is what I need you to do. You search for the right person who tells you what needs to be done. If you want a person that tells you everything is fine, relax, you'll be good, then there's a dime a dozen. Unless you want somebody who comes and tells you, this is the situation, this is what needs to be done. That's it. And may God be with you. So the reality is, yeah, we're in moments before the redemption. Moments. And that moments, by the way, can be 5 years. But we're moments in looking. If we're looking at a big scale, 3-4 years is nothing compared to 3,000 years. But it can be a few years. A few years of intense pressure, intense challenges, craziness and madness, panic and havoc. You choose how you're going to survive the next couple of years. You want to survive it with a smile on your face? Or you want to panic, lose your calmness, not be efficient in anything because you are all, completely in a haze of confusion. And that's most people, by the way. Ask yourself, this is what I'm going to leave you off with this class. Ask yourself in the last 3 months, but be honest, in the gauge, in the wrath of your religiousness, how productive were you? Don't answer me. Take that home. Make an analysis. How productive were you as a Jewish or as a slave of God in the last 3 months when life is a little bit chaotic? And when I'm talking about productive, did you pray every day in the last 3 months? If you even pray. If you don't pray at all, did you start praying? If you are praying, are you holding your prayers? What's your level of bitachon? Are you sleeping at night very well? Are you anxious? How was your last 3 months? Make a homework. If you're coming and telling me, I feel no difference, then you're doing kind of okay. If you're telling me, what are you talking about? In the last 3 months, I doubled my learning. I quadrupled my volunteering work with acts of kindness. I work on myself. Oh, I'm totally different. Okay, so what happened was for your benefit. But if you tell the completely opposite, I can't sleep at night, I'm full of worries, I stop praying, I don't learn, I miss my weekly shiur, I'm screaming, I'm angry, then you're not doing good. You're not doing good at all. Either check yourself or check whoever guides you. If you're an individual that only gets orders from a rabbi, a mentor or whatever, so check the mentor, the rabbi. If you're an individual that does according to your own, then check yourself. That's your gauge, that's your homework. How were you in the last 3 months? Even though you weren't affected by bombs, missiles, or anything else, but you were affected with financial stress, relationships, health, kids, and many other things. Now you make yourself an evaluation. Where are you holding? If you feel that the events of the last 3 months made you a stronger person, closer to God, congratulations, you did great. You're doing great with all the challenges. If you feel no difference, then you're okay. At least you're not going backwards. But if it went worse, then you have to stop yourself right now before it becomes much worse. Because the challenges are just going to increase. That I'm telling you, not as a prophet, not as anything. As Alon Anava. This you can, I have no sources for that, okay? This right Alon Anava said. And we'll meet in 3-4 years and we'll see what was the reality. The challenge is that it's going to increase. Till the moment Mashiach comes, and they're going to increase in doubles. Doubles means that 1 + 1 is 2. And then normally you would say 2 + 1 is 3, and 3 + 1 is 4. Here we go 2 + 2 is 4, 4 + 4 is 8, 8 + 8 is 16. The challenges will multiply by doubles. And it multiplied from half a year ago, from 2 years ago. So that's where we're heading. You can head to this direction with the right mind frame. All the verses that we quote will apply to you. Everything applies to you. And if you don't, then it doesn't apply to you. Then welcome to the chaos. You might survive, you might know, you might survive and need mental health with seeing everything. I don't know. The reality is that if you tap in to the truth, you still don't have a guarantee, but you're in a much better path of surviving the outcomes of the next couple of years. Chas v'shalom if Mashiach doesn't come before that. And the coming of Mashiach. Mashiach is going to come. Don't think it's going to be so calm. Even when the actual appearance will happen. If we go by all the sources in the Zohar and many other places, well, buckle up. It's going to be very crazy. If you don't believe in the Zohar and you're going by other prophecies and other texts in the Gemara and other places, it will still be bad. Not like the Zohar, but still be bad. Rather, what do you rather? Not prepare for anything and it will be bad, or prepare for the bad and nothing will happen? That's it. Prepare for the bad. If it doesn't happen, good. Don't be neurotic over it. Don't be OCD on it. Be OCD and neurotic on the good. By default, the bad will be diminished. But you have to understand that we are at war with our enemies, with the Erev Rav, with the entire Malchut HaRish'ah. We pray 3 times a day. U'Malchut HaRish'ah, me'ara, te'akeru, t'shaberu, te'mager, v'tachniam. We pray that 3 times a day. Why you pray that? Who's Malchut HaRish'ah? The evil regime that controls the world. Well, you don't have to be a genius here. That's Malchut HaRish'ah. You're praying 3 times a day that it will be destroyed. We are controlled by them. That's God's will. Also Paro controlled us. Also Achashverosh controlled us. Also Titus controlled us. Many leaders controlled us. With the approval of Hashem. But Hashem is trying to make a point. Read between the lines. I'm telling you that I'm talking about now Jews, because the Jews usually are the ones who follow the Torah. Most Jews are completely not focused on anything that's supposed to be focused. And they're hyped up with a lot of, we'll call it now fake Torah, to make them feel that they're very involved. Many events, and many prayers, and many, but nothing. Full gas neutral. You know what's full gas neutral? You put the gear in neutral and you press the gas all the way. What happens? Nothing. A lot of noise. That's most people. A lot of noise. I went to the Unity event last week. Okay, so what happened in the Unity event? Are you now united with the rest of the people you hate and can't stand you? No? So you went to the Unity event and you made challah. Wow. What did you do when you came home? You ate the challah by yourself? Or you threw the challah at somebody you can't stand because their challah looks better than yours. But the reality is, they bring some speaker, makes sisu v'simchu, everybody's hyped up, they go home, they hate each other. She's skinnier than me, she's richer than me, she's more successful than me, her husband is more successful. That's what it goes. You come home full of jealousy. And what did you take home from the lecture? The fattening ogalach. That's it. No call to action, no applying anything, not facing the truth, no looking in the mirror and saying, I was wrong. No, nothing. You are not right in all the arguments, by the way. I thought that too many years ago. I was convinced that Alon Anava is right in all the arguments. And doesn't matter how much you're going to argue with me, I'm the right one. And it took a few years for me to understand that in most of the arguments I'm not right. That's the reality. Deal with it. So, we are in very, very intense time. It's a time for, you need to take minimum 15 minutes a day that you do your meditation, not hitbodedut, that's a whole different thing. You do your hitbonenut of the situation. What's going on? Where are you in this situation? You might find out that you are a very important player in the entire situation and your entire life mission is not what you're thinking. Maybe you're busy with some nonsense that you don't understand that you have some gift and you can give over information in a clear way. Maybe you're the one. Or maybe your prayers are the ones who are literally changing, tilting the entire scale. It starts with your level. A few weeks ago, I don't know how many weeks ago, Baruch Hashem, not to say anything to Shiyeh Ayin Hara, Zora reads every Shabbat a whole book of Tehillim. Sometimes in one shot, sometimes a little bit Friday night, a little bit Saturday morning, a little bit Saturday afternoon. Sometimes it schleps into 2-3 hours after Shabbat. She made her point, reading a book of Tehillim every Shabbat. That's not easy. But it's a self of responsibility that I say, I can't do much. But a book of Tehillim is heavy. I can give Am Yisrael a book of Tehillim. Right? And by the way, that's a lot of anava to say something like that. Because most people will say, I'm going to read the book of Tehillim, so I'll have parnasah, meet my other half, my kids will be frum, and I'll live happy. Whoa. Relax. Relax. You're not shopping on Amazon now for happiness. Read the book of Tehillim because the nation needs it. And if you're reading it as a contribution to the situation, that's very, very valuable. If you're reading to it because you have issues in your private life and you want Tehillim, that's great, read Tehillim. But it's not as noble. And what I'm saying is that you have to take a few moments a day to make some type of meditation. Jewish meditation is called it hitbonenut. What's going on in the world, and where are you in this world? Are you a nail? Are you a screw? Are you a nobody? Are you a somebody? If you don't come to the conclusion that you are a somebody, then something's wrong with the order of what you are meditating on. Because when you understand that you are one of 7 billion players, and without you, if you can't contribute, God will kill you in this second. You have to understand that when you wake up in the morning and you're breathing, God kept you alive because you have to do something. And if you're not doing it, you're betraying God. I gave you life. I gave you another day. So my trick, by the way, sometimes I have busy days, sometimes I late to minyanim, sometimes I pray by myself, sometimes I'm on the road, I pray on a highway. Sometimes my day is not like a perfect Torah observant day. Because of my lifestyle is very not easy to be, And sometimes I'm extremely busy. You can't even imagine. Sometimes some of you trying to reach me. It's impossible to reach me. Why? Because every phone call that I want to make, 5 phone calls come in front of that with situations. And I have 7 kids that require a lot of attention. They're not like quiet types that sit and learn Torah all day long and just need me to tell them, They need a lot of attention. So sometimes I have very, very busy days and I don't get to do the quota that I have for myself the whole day. But there's a few things that I make myself a day, then I call it Yarek Vebal Yavor. Yarek Vebal Yavor, that there are a few mitzvot in the Torah that you have to be put to death and not to desecrate. One of them is bowing down to an idol. Somebody forces you to bow down to an idol, you have to, don't kill me. I'm not bowing, you're going to have to kill me. You're allowed to be killed for not doing Avodah Zarah. All the rest of the mitzvot you have to do. You're not allowed to be killed for that. But Avodah Zarah, forbidden relations, you have to be killed not to do that. That's called Yarek Vebal Yavor. Be put to death or be put to be killed and not desecrate or fail in the sin. So some things that I keep myself a day and I say that's Yarek Vebal Yavor. And why? Because sometimes even if I don't have a lot of kedusha of the day, that's the thing. And you decide what it is. Once for me it was Tikkun HaKlali. The original was Perek Shira. I made in my mind that there's not going to be one day that I'm not reading Perek Shira. That went on for maybe 10 years. 10 years I would say every day Perek Shira. I know it off by heart. And I said it when? When I'm walking back from yeshiva back home. It was exactly the time it takes me. Yarek v'bal yavor. Doesn't matter. And if I would forget, 2 o'clock in the morning, I forgot, wake up, get out of bed, wash my hands, say it. That's Yarek v'bal yavor. You hooked on something, and you say, doesn't matter how my day goes, that, never missing. And you want something small. I said Perek Shira, Tikkun HaKlali, Pitum HaKtoret. I'll give you a one that is the most powerful one. That's when I changed from Perek Shira. And that's Kriyat Shema L'Mitah. Do that, Yarek v'bal yavor. No going to sleep without Kriyat Shema L'Mitah. I know, you don't have to admit. I know neither one of you is saying it every day. It's okay. Me too. Okay? Very few people are able to hold it every day. I'm talking about the whole Shema, not the Shema Yisrael. That I also do when it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I don't have time and I'm already with my eyes asleep. So I say the whole Shema, but not the whole Kriyat Shema. So I know, you don't have to pretend. I know nobody says the full Kriyat Shema every night. Very difficult. Talking about with vidui and everything, and if you pray with the Sidur of the Ari, the Arba Mitot Bedin, it takes time. But if you put that as Yarek v'bal yavor, meaning I can't pass a day without that, you do just one. One Yarek v'bal yavor that doesn't matter how your day is. Some days you don't do nothing. I know that. It happens to me too. Some days I wake up late, the day starts late, I push the praying, suddenly the prayer is at 10, not at 6, the whole day is messed up, everything is late, nothing works. Okay, there are days like that. But it has to be a Yarek v'bal yavor that at the end of the day you did not close the day without that one thing that you promised that I'm doing every day. Whether you read Tikkun HaKlali every day, Perek Shira, it doesn't matter what you read, but you do it, I'm going to use the word that I don't like to use, religiously. I call it Yarek v'bal yavor. You know how many times I went to sleep, I was already in bed and I remember I didn't do something, get out of bed, wash your hands, do it. That's how do you call it? Willpower? Not willpower. It's discipline. Thank you. Make up in the middle of the night. Ooh, I forgot. How many times? Ooh, I forgot. So, okay, we spoke 1 minute too long. I wanted this class to be very short.